Hello, everyone. Thanks again for joining me. I'm talking with Esther Carson-Vloel about her book, Getting Unstuck, and we are going to be talking to her today about Chapter 2 and being powerless. Hi, Esther.
Hi, Natalie. So you might notice the cover of this book is a maze. That's because it can feel like really confusing, complicated, and difficult to be different. So we're going to talk about that.
Okay, and I will agree with you, but let me point out that with this book, what was previously a maze, I think for a lot of readers, the book provides you the map to work your way through that maze. You just follow the map.
Correct.
It's not complicated, it's not difficult, and you just follow page by page, and pretty soon you're at that target zone in the middle of the maze, and you're through it lickety-split. So let's talk about Chapter 2. I like Chapter 2 very much. Chapter 2 is about being powerless. Tell us a little bit about Chapter 2.
Well, the idea is that all we can do is all we can do. You get the parents you get. You're born in the country you're born. You get blue eyes or brown. Like, there are lots of things in life that happen that you do not get a vote about. And so all you can really do is deal with what's in your own sphere of influence, right? I can't change Donald Trump, for instance, okay? Like, it's not possible. So, and I can't change the weather and all those kinds of things. So part of, not being so powerless is being clear about what's possible and managing your expectations about that and telling yourself the truth. And I hear this in my office every day. Like, people want to change each other. Like, somebody doesn't like what the other person's doing or how they are or whatever. And lots of people start their marriages that way. Like, well, I don't really like that about him so much, but I can change that. I mean, and this happens vice versa, like all the time or often. And it's really a big mistake. So being clear is a big part of deciding not to be powerless and find what, and the same thing is true actually when you do mediation, is like, what's one thing that we can agree on? Well, we've agreed that we're going to meet on Tuesday. Sometimes that's all you can do, right? I can't change another person. It's not even possible. Maybe they need it, maybe they don't, but it's not possible. So knock it off. The only person you can do is yourself.
Right. And the takeaway that I got from this chapter was, I can't control, for example, the weather. I can't control national politics, but I can control my response to those things.
Correct.
And that the choice I make in my response dictates whether or not I feel powerless about the thing.
And I want to talk about the word you just used, okay? Because a lot of people conflate the word react and respond. React literally means to act without thinking. So when you go to the doctor and they pound your knee to see if your reflex works, right? That is a reaction. You don't even get to think. You can't help it, okay? And so the idea is to slow things down and to respond, which means to choose how you want to behave based on the circumstances. So a response is being powerful, and reactive, I call reactive people tumbleweeds, because they're just relying on the wind to see where they're going to end up.
Right.
That's a problem.
And nobody wants to be a tumbleweed. So respond. I think that's a much better, and thank you for the clarification. So in Chapter 2, what are some of the exercises that we're going to see?
Well, to even think of a time when you absolutely did your best, you did everything you could think of, you did everything you could think of really well, and it still didn't work. Have you ever had that kind of experience? And what's that like? What's that like? And especially if the other person really needs help or whatever, and it's not even possible. And how do we come? And then part of it is what I wish I could have done, or I didn't really think about it, and all that kind of stuff. So to really kind of sit in what it feels like and what the experience is like when you really want to and need to and do your best, and it just isn't possible. And sometimes other people blame you because they try to make you be in charge of their disaster or their crisis or whatever, which gets very complicated. This happened to me last night with a client. So, that's not a good thing. It's sometimes people suck you in to their stuff. So that powerless thing is a big deal.
Yeah, that one is a really big deal. But again, it's not an enormous chapter. It's really clearly put forward. And then the action steps are clearly provided. They're thought-provoking, they're appropriate, they're intelligent, and it builds nicely on chapter 1 and prepares you for what comes next in chapter 3. So we're going to talk next about chapter 3, and that's all about respect. Thanks very much, Esther.
So, thank you.